And on page 3, third paragraph, having feelings which have the body, and no painful. Having feelings which have the body as limit. He knows I have feelings which have the body as limit. Having feelings, again, which have life as limit, he knows I have feelings which have life as limit. And he knows with the break-up of the body, following the exhaustion of life, all feelings, so all the feelings not being wished for will become cool right here. And the next paragraph, again, third line, second line, similarly, having feelings which have the body as limit, he knows I have feelings which have the body as limit. Having feelings, again, which have the limit, life as limit, he knows I have feelings which have the life as limit. He knows with the breakup of the body, following the exhaustion of life, all the feelings not being wished for will become cool right here. So yesterday, the instruction for how to deal with pleasant feeling. Now today, the unpleasant or painful feeling and neutral feeling. So if you understand the instruction for pleasant feeling, then you can understand the instruction for painful feeling and neutral feeling. The only difference is instead of latency of greed here in painful feeling, a latency of aversion, and neutral feeling, latency of ignorance. So that is the only difference. So if a monk is thus mindful, clearly comprehending, having effort which burns defilements, and having mind directed towards achievement, and the painful feeling arises in him. So when he is mindful, clearly comprehending, and having effort, and painful feeling arises in him, he knows now a painful feeling has arisen in me. So first he just notes the feeling as painful, and so on. It is dependent, not undependent. And this feeling is dependent. Dependent on what? On this very body it is dependent. So it is dependent on this very body, and this very body indeed is impermanent, conditioned, and dependently arisen. And if this painful feeling is dependent on the body, which on its part is impermanent, conditioned, and dependently arisen, how could a painful feeling be permanent? So a painful feeling must also be impermanent. So when you note pain, and so on, you will come to see that painful feeling is not just one continuous feeling. Actually, it is a series of feeling. But when the concentration is weak, you cannot see that. But with the growth of concentration and also of understanding, you will come to see that there are a series of painful feelings, one painful feeling and one mind noting it, and then they disappear, and then another painful feeling and another mind, and then they disappear, then another painful feeling, another mind, and so on. So when you see this arising and disappearing of painful feeling, then you see the impermanence of these things. Formerly, you think that painful feeling is just one feeling going on and on and on, but now you see that painful feeling also is fragmented, and it is impermanent. And then you also see contemplating dissolution, its dissolution. So when you carry on practice of meditation, then you see the dissolution of painful feeling. Instead of seeing two things rising and falling, now you see the falling. And then dwells contemplating removal of stain. So here also stain, the removal of stain can be two things, vipassana and magga. And then dwells contemplating cessation, nirodha nubati. Again, nirodha is two things, vipassana and magga. Dwells contemplating relinquishing, patiniseka nubasi. Again, contemplation of relinquishing two things. And in him who dwells thus vanishes the latency of aversion or patigha in regard to the body and the feeling. So in regard to the painful feeling, the latency of aversion is here. It vanishes. So the with regard to painful feeling, latency of aversion is to be removed. And to be removed means not let it happen, not let it arise with regard to painful feelings. So in him who thus dwells vanishes the latency of aversion in regard to body and painful feeling. Now, vanishes the latency of aversion means he doesn't have anger or ill will or depression or dejection with regard to the painful feeling. So he can take the painful feeling with equanimity, or even with somanasa, a pleasant feeling. So he has no anger or ill will or ill will or dejection or depression with regard to the painful feeling and with regard to the body. Now, in these passages, did you find anything about pain to go away? No. So when painful feelings arise, the watching or observation of the pain is not the pain to go away, but just to thoroughly understand this feeling, to thoroughly understand that this here painful feeling is also impermanent and so on. So whenever you feel painful feeling when you practice meditation, don't want it to go away, because to want it to go away means you have attachment for a pleasant feeling, and so there is a lobha there. So whether it is a pleasant feeling or painful feeling or a neutral feeling, the neutral feeling, what you must do is just watch, just make notes of this feeling, so that you understand this feeling thoroughly, you understand this feeling as impermanent and so on. And then comes the neutral feeling. So when a neutral feeling has arisen in me, it is dependent. He knows that now a neutral feeling has arisen in me. It is dependent, not independent, and so on. So this is the same as the other feelings. Now, the neutral feeling is said to be difficult to express. What is neutral feeling? It is difficult to tell. But for yogis especially, I think it is not difficult to experience, difficult to know. And so when a yogi has neutral feeling, then he examined this neutral feeling and he found it to be dependent, not independent, and so on. And also with regard to the body and the neutral feeling, he dwells contemplating impermanence and so on. Again, whether it is neutral feeling or whatever, when you practice noting, then you will come to see that the neutral feeling also arises and disappears, and so it is impermanent. And if you go on practicing meditation, then you will see the dissolution of it, and then again removal of stain, cessation, and relinquishing. And in him who thus dwells vanishes the latency of ignorance in regard to body and neutral feeling. So with regard to neutral feeling especially, it is the latency of ignorance which is to be avoided. The latency of ignorance means upekha, that is accompanied by moha. So that upekha accompanied by moha is called latent tendency of ignorance. That latent tendency of ignorance you must avoid in order to get the further results. So with regard to neutral feeling, the latency you have to get rid of is the latency of ignorance. So this, when you practice meditation and you are mindful of of the neutral feeling, and you know thoroughly what neutral feeling is, and also is arising and disappearing and so on, then there is no chance of latency of ignorance to arise with regard to body and the neutral feeling. So it is how to practice when any one of three feelings arise. And then Buddha continues, if he experiences a pleasant feeling, he knows it is impermanent. He knows it is not swallowed and finished up. He knows it is not wished for. Now, he knows it is not swallowed and finished up really means he does not grasp at pleasant feeling. He does not take firmly or hold firmly to the pleasant feeling. That is what is meant. But the Pali word anisotita has the meaning of finishing. That is why he knows it is not swallowed and finished up. And he knows it is not wished for means not just attachment. It means attachment, wrong view, and mana. Sometimes you take the pleasant feeling as your own. Sometimes you take it as you, and sometimes you take it as your atta. So, if you take in that way, then you are wishing for. You are said to be wishing for the pleasant feeling. So, if you do not think that it is you, it is your own, or it is your atta, then you do not wish for the pleasant feeling. The same with painful feeling and neutral feeling. So when he experiences a painful feeling, he knows it is impermanent. He knows it is not swallowed and finished up. That means he does not grasp at it, and he knows it is not wished for. That means he knows that it is not taken as mine, or taken as me, or taken as my atta. And if he experiences a neutral feeling, the same thing, he knows it is impermanent. Since he is watching, he knows it is impermanent. He knows it is not swallowed and finished up. He does not grasp at it, and he knows it is not wished for. He knows it is not wished for by way of craving, conceit, and atta. If he experiences a pleasant feeling, he feels it being unassociated with mental defilements. Now, if you feel a pleasant feeling and you have craving for it, then you are feeling it with associated. You are feeling it being associated with mental defilements. And if you are experiencing painful feeling, again, if you have anger or depression and so on, then you are feeling it being associated with mental defilements. If you do not have those mental states such as hate and so on, then you are feeling it being unassociated with mental defilements. And then the neutral feeling also, you feel being unassociated, that is if your mind is associated with ignorance, then you are feeling it being associated with mental defilements. If you don't feel it with ignorance, then you are feeling it being unassociated with mental defilements. So whatever feeling that you are experiencing, you should feel it being unassociated. Now it is very, very easy to say you feel it with an unassociated mind, but actually it is very difficult. So when there is a pleasant feeling, your tendency is for this pleasant feeling to last longer. And with regard to unpleasant feeling, you wish that it goes away quickly. And then neutral feeling is like pleasant feeling, and so you want to last longer. Not to want to last longer, not to want it to go away, and experiences the feeling with neutral mind is very difficult. So it comes about only after a long period of meditation. Having feelings which have the body as limit, he knows, I have feelings which have the body as limit. Having feelings which have life as limit, he knows, I have feelings which have life as limit. So here there are two feelings. Feelings which have body as limit and which has life as limit. The feelings which have body as limit means the feelings that is experienced through 5 sense doors. And feeling which have life as limit means feeling which are experienced through mind door. Now there are 6 doors. You know the 6 doors. Eye door, ear door, nose door, tongue door, body door, and then mind door. So the feelings which have body as limit means feelings which we experience through 5 sense doors. And feeling which have life as limit means feelings which we experience through mind door. Now, it is said in the commentary that the feelings which have body as limit comes late, and which have and feelings which have life as limit comes first. And at the end, feelings which have the body as limit ceases before feelings which have life as limit ceases. So the feeling which has body as limit is shorter, and which has life as limit is longer. You have to understand Abhidhamma in order to understand this. Now, at the beginning of life, especially the human beings, at the moment of relinking, there arises the relinking consciousness and some material properties. So that is what is called rebirth. And after that, there is the mind or thought process. And then at that time, the material properties are very little, not even a drop, very little. So they progress gradually, and at some time they acquire eyes, ears, and so on. So at the moment of the patisandhi, there is no feeling which is experienced through 5 sense doors, but there is feeling which have life as limit. So life principle is one of the material properties that arise at the moment of conception. So the feeling which has the life as limit arises at the moment of relinking and then goes on. But the feeling that has body as limit may come after some time. So the life which has life as limit comes before the feelings which have body as limit. And then in life, the material properties will grow, and so it is said that about, say, 20 years of age, these feelings are strong. So at about 20 years of age, say you like it or you hate it, or say you are neither hate nor love it, and so on, and so it is strong. And then when it reaches the 50 years of age, it is it is stopped. And then from 60 years of age, it degenerates. And when we reach 80 or 90 years of age, we degenerate more. So at such time, even though even though sitting with somebody a long time, they say, "Oh, I don't remember, I don't know," because their memory have failed. Or they may say, "I don't experience this thing or that thing. I don't get the odor," and so on. the feelings which have the body as limit grows and then gradually deteriorates until time near death. So at time near death, these what you call these material properties deteriorate, and so it has no feeling, no whatever at that time. But the feeling that has life as limit goes on until the time of death, because life principle, which is one of the material properties, goes on until death. So that is why the feeling which has the life as limit goes on until death, while feeling which has the body as limit goes on, say, until some time before death. So feelings with the body as limit is shorter than the feeling which have life as limit. So this person, whatever feelings he has, he knows that this is the feeling as the body as limit, or feeling which has life as limit. Now, when you see, hear, taste, touch, what is one?
Smell.
See, hear,
Smell.
Taste, or smell and touch. So when you have these feelings, when you have these objects, and then you have first neutral feeling with regard to eye, ear, nose and tongue, there is always neutral feeling. And with regard to body, there is either pleasant or unpleasant feeling. And then following that, that is the five sense door feeling. And following that, you may have any kind of defilements. And so when you are experiencing such feelings, then you know that these feelings are these feelings have body as limit. And when you are happy, or when you are sad and so on, without the five sense door, then that is the feelings which have life as limit. So when you experience that such feelings, then you have to know that I feel the feelings which have life as limit. And he knows with the breakup of the body, following the exhaustion of life, all the feelings not being wished for will become cool right here. Now this is actually the parinibbana of an arahant. So when you become an arahant, with the breakup of the body, following the exhaustion of life. So after life, or at the end of life, all the feelings not being wished for will become cool. That means all the feelings will not arise again. So become cool means actually not arise again. Why? Because they are not being wished for. Because they are not taken as mine or me or my atta. So when they are not taken as mine or me or atta, they are like lamb. The simile is coming. So they are like lamb, which is they are like lamb, which the while and wick of which is exhausted. And so when the while and wick is exhausted, then there can be no more becoming. And so these feelings right here will become cool. So will become cool means will become rested, will become will not happen again. It is like a lamp that burns by strength of oil and wick, and if oil and wicks come to an end, it is extinguished through lack of nourishment. So while a lamp is burning by the strength of oil and wick, but if oil and wick are exhausted, then it is extinguished because there is no nourishment. So in the same way, with the breakup of the body following the exhaustion of life, all the feelings not being wished for will become cool right here. So that means they have no more nourishment, and so they do not arise again. They just they do not arise again, and they just are extinguished there. There means they are in the life. So at the end of life, they become cool. So at the end of life, they become extinguished, and no more of them, no more of Vedana, no more of anything arises again, and that is the parinibbana of Arahant. Now, by this sutta, what is shown is monks' practice leading to, say, emancipation, leading to magga. Since it is the practice leading to magga, satipatthana mentioned in this sutta are preliminary or of vipassana, and sampajana. In sampajana also anicca nupassana, vaya nupassana, viraga nupassana. These three also are preliminary or vipassana. Anicca nupassana means impermanence, vaya cessation, viraga stain, removal of stain. So these three anupassana are Pobba Bhaga, or preliminary or Vipassana. And then Nirodha Nupassana and Paticca Nupassana. These two are here mixed. Mixed means both Vipassana and Magga. And that is what the commentary says. So according to the commentary, the Anicca Nupassana, Vaya Nupassana, and Viraga Nupassana are preliminary, and Nirodha Nupassana and Paticca Nupassana are both preliminary and Magga. So that is what the commentary says. But yesterday I said Viraga Nupassana is also two kinds, Magga and Vipassana and Magga. So that is in accordance with other commentaries, because Viraga is two. Viraga is of two. That is a momentary Viraga and absolute Viraga. And momentary Viraga is accomplished by Vipassana, and absolute Viraga is accomplished by Magga. So it should go to both Vipassana and Magga. But according to this commentary, Viraga Nupassana is Pobba Bhaga only. So that is the difference. So this is the practice with regard to feelings. Although there is mention of sati and sampajanya, the main thing here is feeling, and the three feelings. And when these three feelings arise, then we must just be mindful of those three things. We must be mindful so that we understand the feelings thoroughly, we understand feeling as impermanent and so on, so that we do not grasp at them, and ultimately we aim to get enlightenment. So in this sutta, only the three feelings are mentioned, and not other chaita, not dhamma objects, and so on. So when you practice meditation, even if you don't contemplate on all the factors shown in the sutta, you can get attainment. So you can hear a yogi gets attainment through just three feelings, and even though even three feelings, actually one feeling. So the pleasurable feeling, or painful feeling, or the neutral feeling, one of these feelings you try to concentrate, and if you concentrate well and progress according to the path, then you get enlightenment. So the final realization of truth comes from just one thing. One thing you experience, either a painful feeling or pleasant feeling or neutral feeling. But when you practice meditation, you do not have to choose. So you just note what is prominent at the present moment. So sometimes you may be noting painful feelings, sometimes pleasant feeling, sometimes neutral feeling, and so on. But at the moment of enlightenment, you take just only one. So it is not essential that you know all so that you become enlightened. You know just one thing and concentrate on it, and if it is right, then you will get enlightenment. So this sutta teaches us how to deal with Vedana or feelings. Again, whatever feeling you feel, you are just to note them. You are not to let the tendency of greed or tendency of aversion or tendency of ignorance arise in you. You are to avoid those tendencies, and you try to know the impermanence of things, so that ultimately you are you gain enlightenment. And if that enlightenment is the fourth one, then all with the breakup of the body, following the exhaustion of life, all the feelings not being wished for will become cool right here. Okay.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Nếu quý vị có những cái câu hỏi nào thì xin. So Sayadaw, I have a question. So with respect to contemplating the feeling, most of us experience painful feeling. So is it true that if we watch painful feeling thoroughly and correctly, then we could get enlightenment, and that most of us, since we experience painful feeling, then the achievement mostly could be obtained through the watching of painful feeling.
Yeah, I think so. You need just one feeling, one thing to contemplate on. You do not need to contemplate on all three feelings. But as I said before, because they come at random, you may be taking one feeling at a time. But when you get enlightenment, then you take only one. And as you said, feeling the painful feeling is what the most yogis experience. That painful the understanding of painful feeling can lead one to enlightenment. As much as you can, you keep unmoved. You keep still, because when you change, then your meditation also changes. So that means the meditation has to be done from the beginning again, and so it is actually not conducive to progress, to change posture every now and then. But there is a limit which one can tolerate. So as long as one can tolerate, one must not be moving and dwell on the pain that is there. But if it is too much, if you think it is too much, then you may make changes in posture. And when you make changes, you make with mindfulness and not just change.
I think no more questions.
As you know, I'm not 100% well, but I try my best to give a talk to you and to lead the retreat. And so long as I am able to lead the retreat and give talks, I will do so. And I hope with your metta, so I'll be able to do what I want to do for many years to come. So, thank you for coming here and giving me the chance to share my dhamma knowledge with you. Okay.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So we share merits, So we will share in Vietnamese first. Xin quý vị hồi.
May all beings share this merit.
May all beings share this merit,
which we have thus acquired,
which we have thus acquired,
for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness.
For the acquisition of all kinds of happiness.
May beings inhabiting space and earth,
may beings inhabiting space and earth,
deities and others of mighty power,
deities and others of mighty powers,
share this merit of ours.
Share this merit of ours.
May they long protect the teachings.
May they long protect the teachings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.